How far are we from robot wars then? Like we'll have American robots versus Russian robots.
With drones.
That's true.
What is a missile?
That's a good
What's
point.
What's a guided missile? It's kind of a robot.
What's
those supersonic?
But drone veterans are fucking not as cool as actual on-the-ground war veterans.
No, they're definitely not. But do you know that they suffer from a very specific type of PTSD?
They probably should. They're killing people.
Yeah. And imagine watching that on a screen. Like,
but your scars are not from being on the battlefield. They're from tripping over like a fucking router or something. You know, it's a different type of PTSD.
It's definitely a different type of PTSD, but apparently they're haunted.
Yeah.
They're haunted. Like they...
I'm sure.
Yeah.
You're playing God.
Mm-hmm.
You're killing people,
and you're doing it a weird way where you're watching a screen, so you're kind of like it's familiar. It's like a video game.
Yeah,
and you got to imagine if you see those kids that are like really good at World of Warcraft and all that shit.
I was just thinking Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, yeah, Quake. Any of those games that require fast twitch. If you give them a responsive enough interface and some sort of insane weapon, they could do fucking damage.
Yeah,
you get like a really good video game player.
Isn't that funny? That's who they're going to recruit for the next war?
100%.
Not your strongest, but your quickest fingers.
Think about it, man. I mean, if you're watching like there's some games that are like, I don't know how to play StarCraft, but I guess it's more like strategy and moving things around. It's not fast twitch, but there's a lot of these games like the third-person shooter or first-person shooters. Yeah, Halo, Unreal's another one, Quake, where you're moving fast, you're gunning things down. You know, it's like, if you can get a person who is elite at that, where they just wipe out. There's certain guys that they'll have these death matches, and these certain guys that will literally wipe out 60% of the other team.
Yeah,
they're just so good at fucking people up. They're so good at it. If you could get that guy to somehow or another pilot a drone, and if it's that responsive that it allows him to instantaneously move the thing, and it's shooting real guns, he'll fucking kill everybody. He'll fucking kill everybody. It'll be insane.
Instead of like an incel, now you're like a war hero.
Right. Think about those Quake characters. Jamie, pull up like Quake Arena. What's the newest one? What is the newest one? The one that we all got addicted to again?
Champions.
Quake Champions. If you're actually doing this in the real world, now imagine you're attached to some sort of a machine. You're using all of these like remote controls that you would use on an Xbox. You're totally familiar with it, so it's totally tuned to your need. On the other end of it, there's a fucking robot with chain guns running into a military complex and gunning people down. And you're controlling this thing while it's getting dinged up. You're in another place. This thing can fly. It shoots through the air. And you just try it on people in Yemen. Just try it. And you have this fucking guy, a guy who can do this. Like, watch this game. Imagine if you can move a thing that moves like this and has this kind of weaponry. We can switch it back and forth between different weapons.
I mean, this is making me dizzy how good this guy is.
Look how good this guy is. Just fuck that dude up. Yeah, you're dead, bitch. Up, you're dead, bitch, too.
Because then this would actually be like, this wouldn't be a waste of time. This would be training. Because I think about it all the time about how like this is different. It's like lasers and shit. But I think like some of the war games, you're just like, or GTA, like they're fun as hell. But like, what do you do when you play GTA? I have friends that are just going on, they're just murdering random people on the sidewalk. I'm like, at a certain point, this is not great for your brain. Do you know what I mean?
It's not great for your brain, but it's no different than golf. It's a thing that people get really good at and super hyper competitive at. It's no different than any.
It's in between golf and porn, because you watch porn for 2 minutes, you're like, I don't feel great about myself.
Yeah, but
it's not real, but like you're simulating something in your head real.
But is that our head? There is that for sure. But if something like that is really valuable, like if you're making a lot of money doing that, which what is like the most money?
A Twitch streamer or something?
Yeah.
Some of them are like,
they make a lot of money, right? Like millions, right? So who could argue against that? Like, Billy, you need to get your law degree so that you can be a partner and you can fucking work weekends and 17-hour days and make a small fraction of what you would do with a blue wig on and fucking the Terminator sunglasses. Screaming at people.
Is it any different than being
internet.
A comedian?
It's not much different.
Because you're kind of like, well, this is not a real job in my mind. But if you're in the top 1%, yeah, you could do pretty fucking well.
Man's worst enemy: killer robot dogs that are controlled by soldiers' minds are trialed by Australian army. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is that Quake thing. We're not far away from that.
Yeah, it's all. Oh, look at that thing.
But if you can make millions of dollars playing Quake, why wouldn't you just play Quake?
Exactly.
It's like we think of it's bad because it used to be bad. And we got to get over that idea.
I think same goes for OnlyFans. It's your fucking body, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
well, listen, I'm a fan of people doing whatever the fuck they want, and I think there's a lot of pressure from people shaming people and people getting upset at other people's choices. Like, worry about yourself. You'd be way better off if you worry about yourself. You know,
a lot of times it is your own issues with that, right? Like for me, like. You know, I don't think everyone should go to therapy, but I think some people could benefit from talking out loud and looking at themselves, you know?